welcome to In the Doctor's Kitchen. On behalf of the American Liver Foundation, I'm Dr. Lisa Van Wagner from Northwestern University in Chicago.
And I'm Dr. Donald Jensen from Rush University in Chicago. And as liver specialists, we've come to realize that diet and nutrition are important parts of managing patients with liver disease, but it's a part that we don't spend very much time talking about.
It's a great point, Don. And so what we're hoping to do is to share some of our favorite tips and tricks for incorporating healthy eating into your lifestyle by teaching you some of our favorite tools for cooking in a healthy way.
So let's take our lab coats off, put on our cooking frocks, and let's get started.
Sounds great.
So Lisa, what are we making now?
Well, it is supper time. So we are going to do a nice summer refreshing meal, but cook it indoors. We're gonna make some sweet and tangy coleslaw with a turkey burger. I have just taken the shortcut route, which I'm a huge fan of, and I bought a pre-made bag of coleslaw and just open that up and put in here. You can buy anything. There's broccoli slaw and all kinds of other vegetables, whatever you like. If you want to make this yourself, you can get half a head of cabbage and some shredded carrots, and you can chop that up and toss that up and make that into a slaw. So whatever is easiest for you. And then we have all of our different spices and things that are going to go in the sauce that we're going to eventually pour over here, already measured out for us. So we have apple cider vinegar, which has a nice pungent smell to it, but very good, very light tasting, and gives it that nice acidity that you're gonna need in a coleslaw. Again, this is a vinegar-based coleslaw. And then we have some nice organic honey, which is great here, nice and thick. And then also we have, again, some light tasting olive oil. So you can see that here. It's got a nice light color to it as well. You don't want an olive oil that's too overpowering because it'll really just be too flavorful for the coleslaw. And then in terms of spices, we do have, again, some of our garlic powder. We have a little bit of celery seed. We have some dry yellow mustard seed. And then our standard sea salt and a little bit of black pepper. And again, we're just gonna use some pinches of those on top of that. So I have a saucepan here, and what we're gonna do is, of course, just combine all the spice ingredients and just sort of bring that to warm over here. So I'm just gonna undo this pot here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just gently add this to my pot. I'll put this honey in here, and you're basically just gonna add all the ingredients and let this come to a boil. I love honey. So delicious. And it's a great natural way to have some sweetness in sugar without using refined sugars.
Right, and it's the refined sugars that's really the problem.
Exactly, exactly. Right. Contributing to obesity and all kinds of other things. So I'm just literally adding, again, the celery seed. I added the garlic powder, and then we're gonna go ahead and add this dry mustard seed. Just get that right in there. Excellent. And then we're just gonna do a little pinch of some sea salt, and then about a pinch or two of some black pepper. All right, and then we're just gonna give that a stir. And basically you just wanna leave this on the stove until it comes to a boil, and kind of let it simmer here for about 3 minutes. So this is now boiling already. It's been sitting over here for a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna pour this over here. Don, you wanna go ahead and mix this up?
I will.
I'll try not to burn you here while I do this.
I'm worrying about your hand already.
Oh, thank you. Excellent. There we go. All right, so just go ahead and give that a nice mix to get that all coated. Perfect.
Yeah.
So then, I would just take some saran wrap, we'll just cover that up, and we'll stick that in the fridge.
Perfect.
Let that sit for at least an hour, could sit longer if you need to, and we'll move on to making our turkey burgers.
Excellent. Looks great.
So we have our coleslaw in the fridge, and we're ready to get going with these turkey burgers.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So here's what we have in front of us right now. We have some lean ground turkey. Now this is a mix of turkey thigh and turkey breast, but you could make this with pure turkey breast, actually, and it has great flavor, and it's another great way to sort of cut down on some extra fat and things in your meat.
So is that the reason we're using turkey as opposed to beef is because of the fats?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the amount of saturated fat that is in red meat in general. And so turkey, poultry in general, is a much leaner choice in terms of meat, and also has just a lot of benefits in terms of heart health, cardiovascular health, and then of course liver health as well. The thing with the meat, of course, is that you can buy this anywhere at the grocery store, but we always want to encourage, especially a lot of our patients with chronic disease we're very health conscious and wanting to watch bacteria and antibiotics and other things in our meat, that you can easily find some either organic or low antibiotic use meat and stuff at any of the grocery stores that you routinely go to, and you can look for that specifically, which is nice as well. But a couple of things to note: we've got some chopped onion here, all right, which we've already chopped up. We have, again, about 2 tablespoons of some olive oil. We've got about a clove of minced garlic. We have some parsley that's going to go into our meat mixture. For this recipe, we are using some breadcrumbs. I will note too that you could, if you're gluten-free or watching gluten in your diet or have a sensitivity to gluten, you could either omit the breadcrumbs and use a little bit more oil to help the meat stick together, or you could buy gluten-free breadcrumbs, which would be another option for you as well. And then in terms of seasoning, instead of making up our burger seasoning, what I like to do is I just like to buy and pick my favorite meat seasoning that's already done. It's a nice shortcut. So whatever your favorite seasoning mix is, try to pay attention to a low salt version, and you can use that. Usually I say about 2 tablespoons of seasoning mix per 1 pound of meat. All right, and that's usually the ratio. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw this all in. So John, grab a bowl, I'm gonna grab a bowl, and let's just dump it all in there.
All
right, here we go. Mix that with your hands. I like to mix meat with my hands because I think it just gets everything in there better. You don't want to overmix, but you do just want to get everything in there. And I'm going to get some olive oil in there. There you go. Excellent. And get our garlic. Perfect.
This feels so gross, but it's so
lovely. It's like relaxing, right? Just like mixing all the meat together. And I'm going to get a little more pepper in there. Keep doing that. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our grill pan over here. You can, of course, do this on an outdoor grill if you have access to that. I'm a city girl and I don't have a grill in my place, so grill pan is a girl's best friend. And I've gone ahead and I've already sprayed this with a little bit of light cooking spray just to make sure that it doesn't stick here, but a grill pan can be a great investment if you don't have the space for a grill. Go ahead and stick that in the middle of that for me. I like to cheat and use a burger press because it keeps everything even and it makes sure that I kind of know what my portion sizes are. So these are really easy. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them at any cooking store, whatever. There we go. So you can see sort of the thickness of this one. Probably about a quarter of an inch to a half an inch thick is probably good here. So this seasoning mix here, you can get a good 4 burgers out of this, 5 burgers, depending on how many. And so we'll go ahead and get this on here.
So do turkey burgers shrink as much as beef?
Not as much as beef does at all. They actually tend to maintain their shape a lot. Again, what we have to be careful of is, of course, to make sure that we cook the meat all the way through. There's no, medium rare or rare when it comes to cooking poultry. So chicken or turkey burgers, whatever you happen to be cooking, you want to make sure that it's not pink in the middle. And again, easy way when you're first getting used to cooking this type of way is to use a meat thermometer and just stick a meat thermometer in there, make sure it gets to about 165 degrees Fahrenheit before you eat it. And again, we're going to sear this on each side for about 5 minutes. And then go ahead and flip it. So somewhere about 8 to 10 minutes usually with a burger like that quarter-inch thick that we showed should get that meat cooked for you in about 10 minutes.
Looks like the turkey burgers are done.
Smells good, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and plate everything up here. We have our turkey burgers, which are all finished. We took our coleslaw out of the refrigerator. It's been sitting there for at least an hour. And then we've got our burgers. One thing to note about the buns is that, again, hidden source of salt.
Yeah.
Making sure that you're paying attention to how much sodium is in the bread that you're buying. And then also too, you can, again, same thing if you're gluten intolerant or you want to avoid that. You can also buy, of course, gluten-free bread if that's your choice, or light buns as well. And then we have some tomato slices. Tomatoes are a great source of antioxidants, which is another great thing for people with chronic disease, especially with liver disease and PBC, great source of vitamins and other nutrients. And then we just have some romaine lettuce, and we have a little bit of Dijon mustard, which is one of my favorites. You can buy some low sodium kind, which is a great way to add some extra seasoning. So we're just going to go ahead and spread some mustard here on each side of our bun, which is delicious. All right, and we'll go ahead and stick our lettuce and our tomato, get our turkey burger over here right on top. And then if you want to, you can actually put your slaw on top of the burger. I like to eat mine separately, but to each his own. Should we dig in?
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right. Ooh, this looks good.
It's perfect. You know, it's done well. The mustard, the tomato, the lettuce, excellent. And
So
very
good.
flavorful.
It really is. It's juicy. You don't even miss any salt. You don't need any salt.
No, and as a sort of a beef guy, I would take this any day.
You would eat my turkey burger over a beef patty, let it be known.
Very good.
Delicious.
Yeah,
All right, well, let's try the
very
coleslaw now. I love the tanginess of the coleslaw against the turkey burger. It pairs really well.
Yes, not sweet, but not sour and bitter either. It goes very, very well with the turkey burger.
Done.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.